Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to be here today to talk in this House about energy. This is a moment in time. I think most Americans understand this great opportunity we have to really turn things around in our future in this country. And it's about three principal elements that aren't just tied to high cost of gasoline. It's about national security. It's about a better environment. And probably one of the most important things for this moment, it's about jobs. It's about a new economy. We just started about national security. I think all of us understand very clearly, every American, no matter where you're from, understands the fact that importing oil and a lot of the dependency that we have, 60% or so of the oil that we take in the United States comes from outside the United States. And we depend, unfortunately, on many countries that are at best not our friends and at worst our mortal enemies who are funding terrorism and threats against the United States and our allies around the world. And the sooner that we can take oil out of the centerpiece of our natural resource dependency, the better. And that's not to say we don't have oil in the United States, and yes, we're going to drill more and all that kind of thing. What I'm talking about is the fact that much of our oil comes from places around the world, in the Middle East and Venezuela and other places that are not stable places for us to depend on this. Number two, our economy. We know that we have a great opportunity in terms of this next generation of jobs to be created is relating to alternative energy and the various kinds of alternative energy that are out there right now that are being developed by our scientists, our engineers, our business people. One of the things that I think is just incredible, I'll just give by way of an example, because we know about solar and wind and a lot of other things. I'm from Florida. And I was speaking to one of our utility companies the other day, and they're talking about building the largest solar plant in the world in Florida. And over the years, we've heard, oh, well, there isn't enough sun or maybe other things. Well, now there's a general recognition that anywhere in the United States, there are great opportunities for solar. The technology is moving along, and we need to continue to incent that continued higher level of development of battery storage for solar and things like that. But one of the things he said to me is, in building this plant, we have to import the mirrors. These are the pieces of equipment to hold the solar and capture the power from Germany. Hundreds of millions of dollars of this product has to come in from Germany because we don't produce it here in the United States. Why? Why don't we produce it? Why isn't that a job and a job opportunity that is right based here? And I think that one of the things that's going on right now in the Investment Recovery Act that we put together and other things that I think all of us share, Democrats and Republicans and as Americans, is the idea that if we're going to talk about energy, we have to incentivize business and industry and the engineers in our universities to develop the science and to develop the entrepreneurship and give the tax incentives for investment for that type of energy in the United States and to build the equipment here in the United States. There's no reason. It costs a lot of money to ship fragile mirrors over from Germany. We can build it here, we can build it better, and we could probably export it and compete with the rest of the world. I think that's a pretty exciting opportunity. And there's so many other areas. In my district, off the coast of Florida, most of you have heard of the Gulf Stream. That's that current, perpetual current, 24/7, 365 days a year, runs up and down, up to north of along the East Coast. Well, right now, one of our local universities, Florida Atlantic University, is developing technology where they can put turbines in the Atlantic Ocean and capture that energy. I don't know if this is going to work long term, but that's the kind of American ingenuity that we're looking for. And we, as a government and private sector, our scientists, our entrepreneurs, need to work together to capture that and build on that. And of course, there's the environment. We all understand that. And there is something going on in the world on climate. People can have different opinions. I think most scientists agree there's something going on. And whatever we can do in the United States and around the world, provide leadership to reduce the impact of CO2 and other things, it's good for all of us. I live in a coastal area, 75 miles on the Atlantic Ocean, some of the most beautiful areas in the world. We obviously are very sensitive to the hurricane activity, to the rise of the Atlantic Ocean, things like that. But I think we all understand there's an environmental issue at the same time. So what are we doing here in Washington? We're working very collectively, and a lot of business and industry actively supporting some of the various ideas that are coming forward to work on this in a very productive way to make sure that the United States is leading the world in these areas of alternative energy. And we're debating a bill right now, and I certainly invite all of I know our colleagues are asking for comments from back home. We obviously want to do it in a way that allows for appropriate levels of transition for our industries that are dependent on old fuel sources to move to new fuel sources. We need to work together to make sure that system eases in a way that's economically competitive. That's what we need to do. At the same time, we ought to be encouraging as much as we can getting these products into play. So I'm very excited about the fact that we can build a new energy future, and I look forward to working with all of our members to do that. I yield back.